Hello students. So now we are going to start with the last part of your chapter 2, okay, which is only few topics are left in this chapter 2, which is formulas in Excel. Okay, we have studied all the previous topics. Okay, I hope these topics were very clear to all of you. Now the only topic left is the concatenate function. Okay, so what is the concatenate function? The concatenate function is used to join several texts into a single text. Okay, open an Excel file and type the text in the cells A1 to B4. So actually, what is the function? First of all, understand the function of purpose of this function. It is used to join several texts into a single text. Okay, concatenate. So for example, if there are three pieces of text, okay, you have a sentence which is broken into three parts. Okay, like he is a good boy. Okay, so he is one part. He is one part. A good is another part, and boy is the third part. Okay, so you want to join these three parts to make a meaningful sentence. Okay, you want to join these three parts of a sentence to make a sentence. Okay, to join it into a single part of a single text. So for that purpose, we can use the concatenate function. The concatenate function will join the two or three or four pieces of text to make a single text. Okay, so how will you use that? First of all, open an Excel type file and type the text in the cells A1 to B4 as shown here. So what we have done in cells A1 to B4, we have typed different types of text here. Okay, like here in A we have typed multi. We have typed multi in all the cells of A, or from A1 to A4 we have typed multi. Okay, and then in cells B1 to B4 we have typed the name of different things, like even in B1 we have written color, then in B2 we have vitamin, then B3 we have function, and then again we have point in the fourth cell in the cell B4. So now what we are going to do, we are going to join the cells A1, we are going to join the cell in the column A with the cell in column B. So what will happen now? It will be joined by using the concatenate function. Okay, we will join the text. First of all, we will join the text in the cells A1 and B1. Okay, using the concatenate function, and these two cells text will be joined by using the concatenate function, and the new text will be formed. Okay, which will display in the cell C1. So now C1 will contain the text which is the join text after the concatenate operation has been performed. Okay, after the concatenate function has performed, after the concatenate function has joined the two pieces of text, then whatever is the result of the operation, whatever is the result of the concatenate function, that will be displayed in the result, that will be displayed in the cell C1. Okay, now first of all, the first step is to select the cell B1 and select the concatenate function from the text function library under the formulas tab. Okay, under the formulas tab you can see the function. You can click on click on the text function library. Okay, you can click on the text function button. Okay, and then when you click on the text button, if you see here, I will zoom it, you can see it is a text button here in the formulas tab. In the formulas tab, you can see what is there. This text button is there. Okay, you have to click on the text button. You will see a list of different function options will open. Okay, these are different functions which are available in the text button. Okay, so what we will choose, we will choose the concatenate function from the list here. Okay, so you have to choose the concatenate function. You have to select the concatenate function. Okay, so from the text function library, see this function, this whole list is known as the text function library. Why? Because this is a group of, this is a set of functions which are working on the pieces of text. That is why these set of functions are known as the text function library. So we are choosing concatenate functions from this text function library. Okay, now what we will do after we have chosen concatenate, you will see that this concatenate has been entered in the cell. Like in the other cases, we have used the formulas in the other previous examples also. As soon as we choose the function, we have seen that function is already automatically inserted into the cell. Okay, like here this concatenate function will be inserted in the cell C1 automatically. Okay, now what we will do, in the function arguments dialog box, what will happen, you will type the cell number A1 in the text box. Okay, as soon as we choose concatenate, what will happen, the dialog box will open. Okay, the function argument dialog box will open. So what will happen, now you have to write this, you have to specify the arguments in this function dialog box. So what you will write in the function dialog box, type the cell number A1 in the text box. Okay, the first argument will be the cell A1. Okay, and B1 in the text2 box. Text2 box is for the second argument, so you will type A1 in the text1 argument, text1 box, which is for the first argument, and for the second argument, the text2 box is there you will type B1. So A1 is our first argument of the concatenate function, and B1 is the second argument of the concatenate function, and then you will click on the button OK. Okay, then what will happen, now this concatenate function will receive these two values as argument, A1 and B1, and now you will see that you will select the cell C1 and drag. You will see that this C1 now contains the result of the operation. What is the result of the operation? these two pieces of text will be joined here, you will see multicolor will be the value of the cell C1 here. You can see here what is the written here, multicolor. So this multicolor is the value of the result of the operation concatenate function. Concatenate function has taken these two values A1 and B1 as the argument. It has joined the two values which are multi in color, and now the joint text is the joint piece of text is multicolor, which is now shown as the result of the operation in the cell C1 here. So this C1 is containing the result of the function which is concatenate function, and in this case it is multicolor here. Okay, but now what we are doing is this formula, this concatenate function is used in the formula in the cell C1. What is the C1 actually containing? This C1 is containing a formula which is having the function concatenate in it. Okay, but we want to use this formula to other cells also. So how we can use them? We can use this formula in other cells also by copying this formula by using the dragging the fill handle. By dragging the fill handle, what we can do? We can copy and paste the same formula in the other cells also. Okay. So now what we will do? Currently this formula has been entered in the cell C1 here. So we will select the cell C1 and we will drag the fill handle down to the cell C4. So what will happen now? The formula which was previously only in cell C1, it will now be copied by using the fill handle. It will be copied to the cells C2, C3 and C4. Okay. So now you will see, as soon as we have copied the formula to the other cells also, you will see that the content in the cells A2 and B2 will be joined and it will be displayed in C2. Similarly, the content in A3 and B3 will be joined, will be concatenated, and the result will be shown in the cell C3, and the content in the cell A4 and B4 will also be joined, and the result will be shown in the cell C4. So now all these cells C1, C2, C3 and C4 will now be showing the result of the function which is concatenate function. Okay, so in this way all these functions will be executed. All the concatenate function will be executed in all these cells. Okay. Now here it is summary. It is table which is a summary of all these functions have been summarized in the form of table here. Okay, this table is summary of some of the Excel functions. Okay, some commonly used Excel functions are given here. For the first function is the sum function. Okay, it is in which group? It is in the function group math and trigonometric. Math and trigonometric function group is having the function sum. This sum function is present in the math and trigonometric function group. See, there are different function groups, and every function group is containing the functions which are related to the function group only. Like for example, math and trigonometric function group will have all the functions which are either related to mathematics or they are related to trigonometry, like the sine function, cos function, tan function. All these functions will be there in the trigonometric and mathematics group. Okay, so we are having sum function here. So it is having the syntax sum, then num1, num2. Which here num1 and num2 are the arguments to the sum function. They may be simple values also, numeric values also, and they could be cell references also, like C1, A1, B1, C1 and so on. Okay, so for example here what we are giving here, we are specifying the range here from A1 to A5. So either there are two ways to use this sum function. Either we can separate the argument by using comma sign, or we can give the arguments in the form of a cell range also. If you want to give this arguments in the form of cell range, then we will use a colon to separate the starting and ending point of the cell range here. Like for example here we are using the cell range A1 to A5 in this sum function. So we have to separate this A1 to A5 by using the colon here. Okay. Similarly, we have the product function, which is also a part of the function math and trigonometric function group. The similar syntax is there for the product function also. Then average function is also there. It is present in the statistical group. Then we will have the GCD and LCM function, which are studied. They are also present in the mathematical and trigonometric function group. Okay, similar syntax is there for these functions also. We will write GCD. If we write equal to, then we write GCD, and then within the parenthesis we will specify the numbers whose GCD we want to find. Similarly, LCM can also be used here. Then max and min function are used for finding the maximum and minimum values in the cell range. Okay, here also we are providing the cell range as an argument to the max and min functions. Okay, so these max and min functions are defined as a part of the statistical function group. Okay, then another count function is also part of the statistical function group. This count will also take a cell range. Okay, and then it will count that how many cells in the cell range are having numerical values. Okay, those values which are having numerical values, it will be counted by the count function. Okay, now again some more functions are there. Okay, let's come to the page again. Okay, see here. Now this is the last topic. Okay, which is a table here. So what is actually here? It is some more functions are given in this table. The date function is also part of the date and time group. So the date and time function group will contain all the functions which are related to setting up of date and time, which are related to manipulating and changing the or performing any operation on the date and time data values. Okay, because date and time are also a specific type of data values. For performing different functions on the date and time values, we are having different functions in the date and time function group also. Okay, so this date function is there in the date and time function group, and it is used for performing some operations on the date values or the time values. So here we are specifying the date value here, which here there are three arguments. One the first argument is the year, second is the month, and third is the day. So these three arguments will together constitute a date. Okay, so this date argument will take the date in the form of month, year, month, and day, and it will be used for performing different operations on the date values. Similarly, we can have the time function also. This time function will take the argument as hour, minute, and second. There are three arguments. First is the hour, then second is the minute, and third is the second. This date function we will pass the different arguments in this format, and it will be used for performing specific operations on the time values. Okay. Now function is used for for returning the current date and time. Okay, it is also defined in the function group which is date and time. The now function also used without any parameter. It is used without any parameters. We are not passing any parameter to the now function. It is always used without any parameter, and it always returns the current date and time in the cell, okay, in which it is used in the formula. Okay, now with upper function and lower function are used for converting the text into upper and lower case. So you can understand the syntax. Simply what we are passing as an argument, we are passing the cell reference as an argument to the upper and lower function. So whatever values contained in the cell which is referenced by the cell reference, that value will be converted either to upper case or the lower case by using these functions. Okay, then the last we are having the concatenate function. Okay, this concatenate function again it is taking two different texts. Either it will take two different texts as an argument, or it will take two different cells as the cell addresses as the argument here. Here we are in the example we are passing the cell arguments A1 and A2 as the argument here, and whatever is the text contained in the cells A1 and A2, it will be joined by using this concatenate function. Okay. Now error results in Excel. So what is the last topic here? It is error results in Excel. So if you enter a wrong formula in a cell, Excel will show an error message. Okay. So depending upon the type of error, different types of message will be displayed. The different error outputs are, and the predictable reasons behind them are shown here. Okay. The first error is the div error. div/0 error. Okay. This error is displayed when the formula contains an invalid operation like the division by 0. div/0 means what? The division by 0 error. Okay, this error is displayed when the formula will contain an invalid operation like division by 0. So division by 0 is not valid in mathematics. You can't divide by 0 in mathematics. So whenever a user tries to divide some value by 0, then what will happen? The Excel will show the error which is divide by 0, div/0. Okay, which is not allowed in mathematics. Now second is your n by a error. This n by a error, hash n by a error is shown. This error is displayed when the proper data is not available. So when data is not available, then what will happen? This n by a error will be displayed by the Excel. Okay. Now third one is your value error. This value error is displayed when a formula contains invalid data. Okay, a formula contains invalid data. For example, you want to add two values, we want to use the sum function, but there we are specifying the numerical instead of numerical values, we are specifying the string values. So what will happen? It will give the value error in that case, because whatever value is required for applying the formula, that value is not contained. We are supplying invalid data to the formula, and so calculation is not being performed there. Okay, that is why we will get the value error in that case. Okay, this error is displayed when a formula will contain invalid data. Invalid data means that data which is not valid for the formula, that data which can't be used by the formula for doing any calculation, that is known as the invalid data. Okay. Now ref error. This error occurs when the cell referred to in a calculation does not exist. Like for example, we don't have a cell which is defined, which is having any content in the Excel sheet. A cell is not defined there. Okay, a cell has not been created. But what we are doing, we are referring to that cell which is not existing in the Excel sheet itself. A cell is not existing in the Excel sheet, but we are referring to that cell in the formula. So in that case, again, we will get an error which is known as the ref error. The reference error or the ref error, ref stands for the reference error. Okay, the reference error is displayed when the cell entered in a calculation, the cell entered in a formula in a calculation does not exist. The cell is not existing, but by mistake we have included that cell reference in a formula. In that case, we will get the ref error. The Excel sheet will show us the ref error in that case. Okay. Now with this, all the topics in this chapter have been completed. Okay, so tomorrow I will upload the solution to all the exercises in this chapter. Okay, I will upload the solutions to all the exercises. Okay, you can make the notes. You will copy all the exercise solutions in your copy. Okay, I want the solutions of all the questions, starting from the fill in the blanks. Okay, true and false, all the objective questions also I want to be done in your fair copy also. Okay, so don't keep on asking the questions like where we should do, whether in the rough copy and the fair copy. This I'm making it very clear. You have to do all the questions. You have to write the solutions of all the questions in your fair copy. Okay, write the questions as well as solutions in your fair copy. Tomorrow I will solve all these questions. I will upload the file in your Google Classroom from which you have to only copy all the solutions in your copy. Okay, you have to do all the question answer, true and false objective questions, as well as the question answers in your fair copy. Okay, so I will stop this video here only. In the next video we'll start with the new chapter. Okay, till then, thank you.